Thank you for joining us on the Ceasefire Moment as we read through Genesis 19 in the Literal Standard Version. And two of the messengers come towards Sodom at evening, and Lot is sitting at the gate of Sodom. And Lot sees and rises to meet them and bows himself face to the earth. And he says, "Now behold, my lords, please turn aside to the house of your servant and lodge. Wash your feet. Then you have risen early and gone on your way." And they say, "No, but lodge in the broad place." And he presses on them greatly, and they turn aside to him and come into his house, and he makes a banquet for them. And he has baked unleavened things, and they eat. Before they lie down, the men of the city, men of Sodom, have surrounded the house from young even to aged, all the people from the extremity. And they call out to Lot, and they say to him, "Where are the men who have come to you tonight? Bring them out to us, so that we may know them." And Lot goes out to them, to the opening, and the door has shut behind him, and says, "Please, my brothers, do not do this evil. Now behold, I have two daughters who have not known anyone. Please let me bring them out to you, and do to them as is good in your eyes. Only do nothing to these men, for therefore they have come in within the shadow of my roof." And they say, "Come near here." They also say, "This one has come to sojourn, and he certainly judges. Now we do evil to you more than to them." And they press against the man, against Lot greatly, and come near to break the door. And the men put forth their hand and bring in Lot to them into the house, and have shut the door. The men who are at the opening of the house, they have struck with blindness, from small even to great, and they weary themselves to find the opening. And the men say to Lot, "Whom have you here still? Son-in-law, your sons also, and your daughters, and all whom you have in the city, bring out from this place, for we are destroying this place. For their cry has been great before the face of Yahweh, and Yahweh does send us to destroy it." And Lot goes out and speaks to his son-in-laws, those taking his daughters, and says, "Rise, go out from this place, for Yahweh is destroying the city." And he is as one mocking in the eyes of his son-in-laws. When the dawn has ascended, then the messengers press on Lot, saying, "Rise, take your wife and your two daughters who are found present, lest you are consumed in the iniquity of this city." And he lingers, and the men, laying hold of his hands and on the hands of his wife, and on the hands of his two daughters, through the mercy of Yahweh to him, and they bring him out, and cause him to rest outside the city. And it comes to pass, when he has brought them outside, that he says, "Escape for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stand in all the circuit. Escape to the mountain, lest you are consumed." And Lot says to them, "Oh, not so, my lord. Now behold, your servant has found grace in your eyes, and you make great your kindness which you have done with me by saving my life. And I am unable to escape to the mountain, lest the evil cleave to me and I have died. Now behold, this city is near to flee there, and it is little. Please let me escape there. Is it not little, that my soul may live?" And he says to him, "Behold, I have also accepted your face for this thing, without overthrowing the city which you have spoken. Hurry, escape there, for I am not able to do anything until you enter there." Therefore he calls the name of the city Zor. The sun has gone out of the earth, and Lot has entered into Zor. And Yahweh has rained on Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from Yahweh, from the heavens, and he overthrows these cities and all the circuit and all the inhabitants of the city, and that which is shooting up from the ground. And his wife looks from behind him, and she becomes a pillar of salt. And Abraham rises early in the morning to the place where he has stood before the face of Yahweh, and he looks on the face of Sodom and Gomorrah, and on all the face of the land of the circuit, and sees, and behold, the smoke of the land went up as smoke of a furnace. And it comes to pass, in God's destroying the cities of the circuit, that God remembers Abraham, and sends Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, in the overthrowing of the cities in which Lot dwelt. And Lot goes up and out to Zoar, and dwells in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he has been afraid of dwelling in Zoar, and he dwells in the cave, he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn says to the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in to us, as the way of all the earth. Come, we cause our father to drink wine, and lie with him, and preserve a seed from our father. And they cause their father to drink wine on that night. And the firstborn goes in and lies with her father. And he has not known in her lying down or in her rising up. And it comes to pass on the next day that the firstborn says to the younger, Behold, I have lain with my father last night. We also cause him to drink wine tonight. Then go in and lie with him. And we preserve the seed from our father. And they cause their father to drink wine on that night also. And the younger rises and lies with him. And he has not known in her lying down or in her rising up. And the 2 daughters of Lot conceive from their father. And the firstborn bears a son and calls his name Moab. He is father of Moab to this day. As for the younger, she has borne a son and calls his name Ben-Ami. He is the father of sons of Ammon to this day.